theTokyoBill Weekly Update, an end-of-week news brief on events in and around Japan. Today is August 24th, 2024.
Japanese kei cars, popular for being small and affordable, are facing bans in some U.S. states due to safety concerns. These tiny vehicles are much smaller and lighter than typical American cars, making them vulnerable in collisions. Some states are classifying them as off-road vehicles, while others cite their lack of compliance with safety standards. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety recommends keeping these cars off of busy roads to prevent accidents with larger vehicles. In northern Michigan, the Glen Lake Association hired bow fishers to remove invasive koi fish from the lake just in time. 3 of the 4 koi removed were pregnant, potentially preventing a major proliferation of the species. The bright orange koi were likely former pets released into the lake. The largest, caught by the bowfishers, set a new world record. Koi are considered invasive due to their ability to outcompete native species, survive harsh conditions, and disrupt ecosystems. Experts recommend pet owners not to release fish into the wild. Participants in Japan demonstrate their goldfish scooping skills at an annual competition in Yamato Koriyama City. The event aims to promote the town's goldfish farming industry. Over 1,700 contestants from across the country use delicate paper scoops to catch as many goldfish as possible in 3 minutes. The winning team scooped 79 goldfish after competing in elimination rounds. A Mexican man was found drifting in a canoe and landed on one of the Senkaku Islands in Japan. He was discovered by the Japan Coast Guard and taken to a hospital in Okinawa Prefecture. The man stated that he had drifted after leaving Yonaguni Island. China has claimed sovereignty over the Senkaku Islands and has intruded into Japan's territorial waters over the issue, but the JCG believes the man's landing was not politically motivated. Shohei Ohtani, star player for the Los Angeles Dodgers, hit his 38th home run of the season while playing against the St. Louis Cardinals this weekend. He is the first Japanese player to achieve runs against all 30 major league teams. Ohtani has been playing in the United States for 7 seasons now and had scored home runs against 24 teams as of last year, playing for the Los Angeles Angels. Japan's national and Tokyo governments are targeting a 700 billion yen valuation for Tokyo Metro, planning to list the subway operator by the end of October. This IPO, the country's largest in 6 years, aims to raise 350 billion yen by selling half the company. Tokyo Metro, established in 1920, operates 195 kilometers of lines with 6.5 million passengers daily, and reported strong profits in the latest financial year. The government intends to use the funds to repay reconstruction bonds. Tokyo police are investigating graffiti found at Yasukuni Shrine, honoring Japan's war dead, including war criminals. The graffiti, found on a stone pillar near the main entrance, includes characters resembling the Chinese word for toilet and alphabetic letters. This incident follows a previous case in May where red paint was used to deface the same pillar. Police are treating the case as property damage and are conducting an investigation. 36 flights were cancelled and over 200 delayed over the weekend at New Chitose Airport in Hokkaido after a pair of scissors went missing. The scissors, required to be stored in a locker by airport retailers, were eventually found in the same store where they had gone missing. The incident occurred during the Obon Festival, a time for honoring ancestors, making the airport shutdown particularly inconvenient. The situation, while resolved without malicious intent, highlighted the impact of modern security procedures on air travel operations. Kawasaki Motorcycles in Japan has introduced an experimental motorcycle using hydrogen fuel, deviating from the electric motorcycle trend. The prototype features a 998cc 4-cylinder engine from the Ninja H2 series, customized for hydrogen combustion. Kawasaki aims to uphold the traditional motorcycle experience while addressing environmental concerns. Collaborating with other Japanese automakers, Kawasaki is pioneering hydrogen technology and, if successful, will then need to tackle other challenges such as refueling infrastructure. Ukraine's public broadcaster, Suspline, received a media broadcasting van to help strengthen public broadcasting activities amidst Russia's invasion. The news van, equipped with up to 10 cameras, was provided by JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency. At a handover ceremony in Kyiv, Japanese Ambassador Kuninori Matsuda praised the journalists for their efforts in reporting on the invasion. JICA is arranging for another van to Suspline's branch in Lviv in anticipation of potential attacks from Russian forces. The vans are expected to enhance the broadcaster's ability to deliver accurate information in the face of Russian disinformation efforts. A 55-year-old Yamato Transport Company employee in Hyogo Prefecture went on a solo strike on August 19th to demand better measures against heat stroke. Working in a poorly ventilated warehouse with temperatures exceeding the 40 degrees Celsius limit of the warehouse thermometer, the man worried about his well-being. Despite visiting a hospital for heat stroke, his request for air-conditioned clothing was denied by management, who also dismissed the thermometer readings, which prompted his strike. The General Support Union supporting his case is offering a telephone hotline for consultation on working in hot weather. Assistant language teachers, or ALTs, play a crucial role in English language education in Japan, but many struggle to make a living wage. Jesse Ali, an ALT from California, has faced financial difficulties despite 15 years of teaching, including debt and inability to afford basic necessities. Ali, like other ALTs, works long hours for low pay, often going without meals and barely making ends meet. The increasing use of ALTs from private companies instead of government programs such as JET has led to lower salaries, dissatisfaction, and high turnover rates in the profession. Without adequate support and fair compensation, the quality of English education in Japan will likely suffer. In Japan, there is a notable difference in the approach to religion compared to other countries. Only 3% of Japanese people claim to believe strongly in a deity, compared to the global average of 40%, according to a 2023 multinational survey by French research firm Ipsos. Most Japanese have a nonchalant attitude towards organized religion, while only 19% believe in some form of higher power. Interestingly, Japan ranked first in respondents saying, "I don't know," at 34%, followed by Thailand at 24%. The country's history of natural disasters may contribute to the lack of belief in all-knowing deities, leading many to value individual spirituality over organized religion. Some schools are changing their uniform policies to help students deal with the summer heat. Schools like Saga Prefectural Urashino High School and Ichikawa Junior and Senior High Schools are now allowing students to wear shorts and polo shirts for better comfort and washability. Other schools have also introduced casual summer uniforms, including gender-neutral options, as well as allowing students to wear shirts untucked. The decision to offer more relaxed schoolwear is in response to the rising temperatures in Japan, with manufacturers seeing an increase in orders for summer-friendly items. A pair of German Navy vessels recently visited Tokyo Bay after participating in the RIMPAC military exercise as part of Germany's Indo-Pacific deployment. The RIMPAC exercise involved nearly 30 nations and 40 warships, including Germany's frigate Baden-Württemberg and combat support vessel Frankfurt am Main, which arrived at Tokyo International Cruise Terminal on Tuesday. Germany's strategic interest in the Indo-Pacific region highlights the need to balance relations with China while supporting allies in Japan, Malaysia, South Korea, and India, amid rising tensions in the South China Sea. A Japanese businessman in his 50s, an employee of Astellas Pharma, has been indicted in China after 17 months of detention for alleged espionage. The Japanese embassy in Beijing confirmed his indictment in mid-August, but the specific charges he will face have not been disclosed. The Japanese government has been requesting his early release, but there is uncertainty over when his detention will end. Since China introduced an anti-espionage law in 2014, several foreigners have been detained on spy charges. 12 Japanese nationals were rescued by Cambodian police after being deceived into working in the country's southeastern province of Svay Rieng. Promised lucrative and easy jobs, they were forced to work in online scams. The ringleaders are believed to have left the area. This incident is part of a trend of Japanese scam groups using Southeast Asian countries as hideouts. In November last year, 25 Japanese men were deported from Cambodia for running a phone scam operation. The Italian aircraft carrier Cavour made its first ever port call in Japan, adding to the list of other visiting European naval vessels this year, after participating in exercises with the Australian Air Force. Cavour arrived at Yokosuka base with another Italian ship Thursday for a joint exercise with the Maritime Self-Defense Force. The involvement of European nations in the Indo-Pacific region, involving visits by naval vessels and fighter aircraft, has been justified as important to maintaining peace and stability in the region. With public concerns about health effects from radio waves, the National Institute of Information and Communications Technology, or NICT, conducted measurements on radio wave exposure levels from 5G cell phone base stations, finding levels equal to or lower than 4G systems. Data was collected in Tokyo, showing higher levels during data downloading, but within safety guidelines. NICT, first to perform such research, aims to continue measurements until 2040, collaborating internationally to gather and share data on radio wave exposure levels as 5G technology grows. The research findings were published in the journal Bioelectromechanics. A small parrot found its way onto the Tokaido Shinkansen in Kyoto, apparently desiring to join other travelers heading to Tokyo. An online video revealed that the parrot landed on a passenger's shoulder, apparently unnoticed, gaining access to the train before perching on a seat's backrest. The parrot was safely captured by crew members and, after identifying the lost bird via social media, helped reunite it with its grateful owner. The owner stated they would be more cautious about the parrot's freedom indoors to prevent future escapes. Keiichi Nakazawa, a hibakusha, or atomic bomb survivor, who created comics depicting the horrors of the Hiroshima atomic bombing, has been inducted into the Will Eisner Comic Awards Hall of Fame in the United States. His widow, Misayo, received a trophy commemorating the honor on his behalf. Nakazawa's work, including the series Barefoot Gen, has conveyed his wish for a world without nuclear weapons. He joins other renowned Japanese artists like Osamu Tezuka and Hayao Miyazaki in the Hall of Fame. Nakazawa's manga is based on his own experiences as a survivor of the atomic bomb, and has been translated into multiple languages. Japan's Nippon Steel Corporation and JFE Steel Corporation are investing 160 billion yen in an Australian coal mine to secure high-quality coal for eco-friendly steelmaking. Nippon Steel will acquire a 20% stake in the Blackwater mine for 108 billion yen, while JFE Steel will get a 10% stake for 54 billion yen. The mine, owned by Westhaven Coal Limited, produces 10 million tons annually and has enough resources for 30 years. Nippon Steel aims to diversify its resource sources and has also invested in a Canadian mining company. The potential acquisition of Japanese convenience store 7&I Holdings by Canadian Alimentation Couche-Tard is being reviewed by the Japanese government to assess any national security risks. The Foreign Exchange and Foreign Trade Act governs foreign investment in Japanese companies, requiring notification if foreign investors acquire a stake of 1% or more. 7&I, holder of 7-Eleven convenience stores, operates in various industries, including retail and finance. The government can block the acquisition if it poses economic security concerns. Alimentation Couche-Tard, operator of convenience store chains Couche-Tard and Circle K, has made a preliminary proposal to acquire all outstanding shares of 7&I. Kawasaki Heavy Industries has admitted to altering test results for hundreds of ship engines manufactured since the year 2000. This adds to the scandal already uncovered at IHI Power Systems and Hitachi Zosen, prompting the Japanese government to investigate all ship engine manufacturers in the country. The falsification of fuel economy data has potentially impacted calculations for nitrogen oxide emissions, mimicking the infamous Volkswagen emissions scandal of 2015. Other engine scandals in the shipping industry include a subsidiary of Volkswagen and Wärtsilä, which also faced fines and issues with fuel consumption claims. Kyoto International High School, with ties to the ethnic Korean community, won Japan's prestigious Koshien High School baseball tournament for the first time. They defeated Kanto Daiichi High School 2-1 in the championship game. The victory is significant in both Japan and South Korea, countries with a strong baseball culture but a complicated history due to Japan's colonization of Korea. The win is seen as a symbol of unity among Korean residents in Japan and also a sign of improving relations between the two nations. The school was originally established for ethnic Korean residents and continues to have students with Korean roots. Highlighting an interesting piece of Japanese culture, a small temple outside Nara houses an important Asuka period depiction of a bodhisattva. The statue at Chuguji Temple in Nara Prefecture is believed to date back to around 650 and portrays a bodhisattva named Nyorin Kannon. Scholars debate whether or not it represents Miroku, the Buddha of the future. Made from camphor wood, the statue showcases a naturalistic style with intricate details. Originally colorful, it now appears as glossy black due to fading colors and soot. The serene smile qualifies the statue as having one of the three great smiles of world art history, along with the Sphinx and the Mona Lisa. This year, Japan is experiencing a rise in fatal outdoor tick-borne infections, with around 90 reported cases of severe fever with thrombocytopenia syndrome, SFTS. Experts emphasize the importance of being cautious in areas where ticks are present, such as campgrounds and walking trails. In addition to known diseases like scrub typhus and Japanese spotted fever, new tick-borne viruses have emerged in recent years. SFTS, which has a high mortality rate, is a major concern. Preventive measures like wearing protective clothing, using insect repellents, and checking for tick bites are recommended. Although medications are available to treat SFTS, prevention is still the best way to avoid these infections. That brings us to the end of news items for this week. These stories and more you can read at theTokyoBill.com. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.